Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Cho.
And I'm Cameron Word.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a very special travel destination.
Yes.
This week. And there was a series on one of the streaming sites.
Okay.
And it was called Ozark.
That's the area of the U.S. where I'm from.
Yeah, Ozark.
Yeah.
Right, right. And so it was an interesting series because you saw like a whole area that you didn't really quite know about for someone who was from LA.
Fair enough. It's in the middle of the U.S. Population-wise, there aren't a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like the Ozarks. It's like a mountain range in the middle of the U.S.
Middle of the U.S.
Yes. So the title for today's episode is Hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's been a dream of mine.
So I want to ask you, do people want to or dream about hiking the Appalachian Trail?
I have heard about this. So the Appalachian Trail is Appalachia Sannek. So, and there is a trail that goes up, a course that you can hike through. And there are some people that go from south to north or north to south. And it's on the eastern side. So this is going through like Georgia, Alabama, up through Tennessee, Kentucky, into Pennsylvania.
Wow.
I think it goes all the way up into Canada, possibly.
Wow, this is pretty much all of the East Coast.
Yes, all of the East Coast. So there is the actual part next to the sea, and then after you get the flat part by the sea, there is this mountain range. It's one of the two big mountain ranges in the U.S.
Very good. So a little bit of lesson on American geography and also traveling.
Yeah.
But in this case, hiking. Okay, here are some expressions that we're going to cover. If you set off on, usually like a journey, or set off on something.
Yes.
What does this mean?
You are beginning a journey. You are leaving. You are going from the start point and you are going towards your destination.
Very good. How about drop out?
This means you're stopping. You were doing something and you're like, no, I give up.
I give up. Okay. And last one, to put someone through the ringer. The ringer is spelled W-R-I-N-G-E-R.
So this is whenever you are making something difficult for someone. You're making the situation difficult, maybe a good way, like in training, but also just a bad way.
Okay.
Like you're just being mean and making it hard.
Okay. All right. We'll see how it's used in the dialogue. Let's go ahead and listen to our dialogue.
I can't believe we're hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's been a dream of mine for years.
Well, the trail doesn't officially start until we reach the summit of Springer Mountain. That's 8 miles from here.
You're saying that when we set off on our hike, we weren't on the AT yet?
Yeah, which is why so many people drop out on the first day. It can be pretty disheartening.
I think this hike is going to put us through the ringer.
Let's try not to think about it.
You can find our power dialogue on page 26. Hiking the Appalachian Trail, it's been a dream of mine. Chloe begins by saying, I can't believe we're hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's been a dream of mine for years. Okay, so at the beginning, we talked about the Appalachian Trail. By the way,
Yes.
is this the correct... Well, this is the pronunciation that I heard, but you told me there are other pronunciations.
Yes. So this word, Appalachian Trail. So in Korean, we talk Appalachia 코스. Yeah. So in English, this last part, the CH, like you said, with a sh sound, Appalachian, right? That's also how I say it. However, there are a lot of people that say Appalachian Trail, which is also acceptable. And I've heard a few people say Appalachian.
Whoa, really?
I think it's a small number of people, but up in the northeastern part, I think like in Pennsylvania, apparently some people do say that. But I would say most people either say Appalachian, or Appalachian.
Okay. I go with Appalachian.
Me too.
Okay. And now if you do something if you've been doing something, it's been a dream of mine for years. And this is our power pattern. So when you say this, you kind of want to extend for years. Yeah, because that's the proper feeling of this expression.
Right. If you say, it's been a dream of mine for years. The 4 years is too short.
Too short.
Because the meaning of this is many years, right? So the year itself has to be very long. It's been a dream of mine for years.
I've been wanting to go to, Paris for years.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Joey says, well, the trail doesn't officially start until we reach the summit of Springer Mountain. That's 8 miles from here. So the trail, there is a starting point. And one starting point is the summit of Springer Mountain, which means the top.
Yes, summit meaning top of a mountain.
Okay. And that's quite far from here.
Yes.
8 miles, I would say, is about 4 or 5 kilometers.
No, opposite. 12, 13 kilometers, maybe.
Okay, very good. All right. What does Chloe say?
You're saying that when we set off on our hike, we weren't on the AT yet?
Okay, so Chloe says, you're saying, which means, wait a second, I misunderstood.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. We set off on our hike, we weren't at the AT yet. Okay, so they set off on the hike, first of all. So to set off on.
Set off on is to begin a journey, to begin a voyage. In this case, their hike. So when they started their hike. This set off on is always about some type of long trip.
Yeah.
It's not like you set off to the supermarket. Right?
No.
It has to be, unless it's very far away and it's a journey. Most of the times, if you're setting off on something, it is a hike or a exploration. Right?
Adventure.
Yeah, some type of adventure.
Okay. And the book says AT, and you may kind of wonder, what is AT? It's short for Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, Appalachian Trail's a long name.
It's a long name. AT, much faster. Joey says, yeah, which is why so many people drop out on the first day. It can be pretty disheartening. Okay. So a lot of people drop out on the hike on the first day.
Yes.
So if you drop out.
Drop out means to stop something that you started.
Yes.
Like saying, I give up. And you do it for big projects or big journeys. So you can drop out on a hike, of course. You can drop out on...
Drop out of school.
Yeah, you can drop out of school because that is something you do every day for many, many years. And you say, nope, no more school for me.
Drop out of the race.
Drop out of a race. Yeah, if you're on a marathon, that's 4+ hours maybe.
Yeah.
Nope, I can't do it.
Right.
Or maybe you can drop out of training.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you started it and now you don't want to.
Right? Like maybe you're in a company and they have a really hard training period of 3 months.
Sure.
And you're like, oh, I can't, this company's going to be too difficult to work at.
Right.
I'm going to drop out.
You're going to drop out. Give up. I give up.
Yep.
Okay. And disheartening means basically that you're disappointed.
Yeah, 낙심하게 하는 거죠.
Yeah.
Like you lose your confidence or you lose your motivation to do something.
Okay. Chloe says what?
I think this hike is going to put us through the ringer.
Let's not try to think about it. Now, this hike is a very difficult hike, okay? It's in the mountains.
Well, yes, and it's very long. It's thousands of miles, thousands of kilometers, and people have died. People have gotten lost on this trail. It is not an easy trail.
That's right. So it will put you through the ringer. Now, one has to ask, W-R-I-N-G-E-R.
Yes.
What is a ringer?
So, but first, before we do ringer, let's do ring.
Okay.
So to ring, for example, a towel is when you twist a towel to get the water out of it.
Yes.
And a ringer is a machine that gets water out of towels, out of clothes.
Right.
So think back 100, 200 years ago when people did laundry. They would wash their clothes in water, and then there was this little machine with a handle that you turned around.
It's kind of like a pasta maker.
Yeah, kind of like a pasta maker. It squeezed your clothes to get most of the water out. So when you say to put you through the ringer, it means to put you in a really difficult position. You're squeezing yourself.
Yeah.
So this hiking trail is very difficult. And so it will let you know, are you a good hiker or not?
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult, but you're going to find out who you truly are.
It's a test.
It's a test.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and listen to that dialogue one more time.
I can't believe we're hiking the Appalachian Trail. It's been a dream of mine for years.
Well, the trail doesn't officially start until we reach the summit of Springer Mountain. That's 8 miles from here.
You're saying that when we set off on our hike, we weren't on the AT yet?
Yeah, which is why so many people drop out on the first day. It can be pretty disheartening.
I think this hike is going to put us through the ringer.
Let's try not to think about it.
It's time for Power Note. We're on pages 28 and 29. If you set off on something, it means to begin kind of a long journey or big adventure.
Yeah, like you're Frodo in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And you're like,
You're leaving Middle Earth. Yes.
With the ring.
Yes. When is the science team leaving for Antarctica?
We set off tomorrow for Argentina, then McMurdo Station next week.
Okay, so this is definitely a journey.
Yeah.
We set off on a week-long rafting trip down the Colorado River. A very popular thing to do.
Yeah, the Colorado River. It's nice to go rafting, I guess.
Right. You can set off on a year, around the world year trip.
Yeah, or like a cruise.
Or you can set off on a cruise, a month cruise, yeah.
You can also use this metaphorically. 비유적으로 쓸 수 있어요. For example, we set off on a journey when we got married. In the next 50 years, we're filled with happiness.
Happiness.
And sadness.
And sadness.
Fighting.
And struggle.
And smiles.
Let's be realistic.
So whenever you can compare to other things in life as a journey,
right,
as a voyage, you could also say set off on.
I mean, isn't it true that we can say Cameron and Kristen also set off on a lifelong journey here in Korea?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we're already here in Korea. Yeah. It's not like we're walking the trails and traveling.
Right.
But in the sense of life is a journey.
Right.
And the adventures you can take while living your life.
Very good. Yes. Okay. Drop out means to quit an activity without finishing.
Yes.
So you kind of give up in the middle.
Right.
Okay. Did Sandra ever finish medical school?
No, she dropped out to become a jazz singer.
Okay. That can happen.
Yes.
I dropped out of the race because I broke my toe.
Oh, no.
That can happen too.
Yeah. So one thing to highlight with dropout is that you decide to quit.
Okay.
So let's say in this one about the race, they broke their toe. The feeling is maybe you could have continued. Medically, maybe not a good idea, but you possibly could still have walked. If you had a serious injury where you could not stand up, I don't know if dropout works here.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, so it's kind of like you willingly decide to give up.
Yeah, you're tired and it hurts, or like you've given up, but it's you're deciding to give up. Here with the medical school as well, she didn't get Fs, and so they kicked her out of school.
Yeah.
She was like, no, I think I want to quit.
Yeah, I wanna be a jazz singer.
Right.
Or an actress.
It wasn't like, so for example, a reality show, there was like those, like, muscle man competition.
Yeah.
Like they have to like fight each other.
Yes.
Or they have to run a really long time. If you lose the game and you get eliminated, that is not dropout.
That's not dropout, no.
If you say, I don't want to do this, I'm sorry, I give up, that is dropping out.
Oh, very good to know. You have to make that distinction. And one thing that comes to mind, Cameron, is that I hear that if you want certain government projects, that there is a bidding war.
Oh, the companies like say, we'll do it for this amount of money.
Right. They get like 5 companies to go against each other. In that case, even in that situation, maybe it's like you realize you don't have a chance or you don't have the funds and you drop out.
Oh, you planned to, apply. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You drop out. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so, I think this is a great expression. The next one, put someone through the ringer, means to give someone a difficult time.
Yes.
And it's not just difficult. It's like, imagine, like, clothes through the ringer. It can almost be painful.
Yeah, it's not like, oh, this is difficult.
No.
This is like, you're crying. Like, you are testing your absolute limit.
Right.
And this can be, like the hiking example, it can be intellectually, like maybe school is so hard, it's putting you through the ringer that you're crying because you don't understand. Or I often think of, like, sports training camps where the coach just, like,
puts you through the ringer.
Wow. Those athletes are, like, they're so exhausted, they're falling on the ground.
Right.
They cannot stand up.
So we want to show you that this is the degree of difficulty.
Yes.
Okay, how is your brother dealing with his broken hip?
It's really putting him through the ringer, being in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and this one, it seems like, of course, being in a wheelchair can be difficult. But kind of a psychological sense of, like, he used to be able to walk and now he can't.
Right.
And that is what is so
hard.
Psychologically hard, yeah.
That's right. The last year of law school put me through the ringer. Yeah, law school, med school. They don't, med school, they sleep like 3 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
3 to 4 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is very common.
So true.
Yeah.
Or maybe a personal trainer. Maybe they'll put you through the ringer.
Ooh, because you're maybe competing for, I don't know.
Maybe you want to be Wolverine. You know Hugh Jackman?
Oh, yeah.
He's in his 50s. And every time he has to do a Wolverine movie,
they have to put him through the ringer.
They put him through the ringer to get that Wolverine body that he has. I can't imagine.
My goodness. All right. Now, if you do something for years, this is our power pattern. It means for a long time. Okay? I've been shopping at that store for years, like 20 years.
20 years and they closed.
They closed.
We've been talking about going there for years. Why don't you want to go to Italy anymore? We've been talking about that for years.
I know, we really should. Let's book a ticket now.
Okay. Do we have any mileage points?
Okay. Our power vocab is Appalachian Trail, short for AT, and it is a really famous hiking trail in the United States. Do check out the definition on page 30. And what else should we do?
Please go to Audio Hakdang and pay a small monthly fee. You can hear this show again. You can also listen to our other shows and many more great EBS shows.
Okay, very good. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tonight at 6 on Evening Special.
Bye-bye.